Hello, everyone. My name is Will from TradeWorks. Um, I've been trading for the last 20 years as a swing trader, but for the last 3 years, I've been doing day trading and I have mastered Fibonacci trend line and the price action. TradeWorks is the Discord community with great traders and family members from all over the world. You can click below on the Discord link and follow us on the Twitter, Facebook, Instagram, and TikTok. So I will go with a few tickers that I will be watching next week and give you my inputs. So let's go and start it. As you know, we had a great week this past week with positive number from CPI reports. Buyers stepped in. And for 2 days, we had pretty good green days, and they caused a short squeeze. This is what I call a rubber band effect. A lot of people get caught either direction because they didn't know where to trade. They were waiting for the pullback. As you can see, the SPY, it had a bear flag on daily, but people were assuming that it's gonna resist and drop. So I'm assuming a lot of people get caught in this and squeeze. And only certain traders who trades with less emotions and more discipline, they were successful in last 2 days. So let's jump and look at what happened and what I'm looking at. As you can see, SPY, it had a daily bear flag. And like I said, people were expecting a pullback, but our previous resistance became a support, which was a 390, 395. And the second day, which we had a trend line breakout, and that trend line breakout caused a more squeeze and ran to 398. So what I'm expecting with this SPY this coming week, we have a pretty high RSI and we should have some pullback, but I don't think we're going to have a big a drop all the way to 380s. I think we're going to be in the range until we squeeze to 407, which my 200 small moving average on daily. So let's look at on the trend line. We had pretty, from the high, we had pretty good resistance and a lot of shorts that from the trend line. And I'm expecting this should hit 407, 410 area, but with some pullback. As you can see, we had this candle that was pushing up, but suddenly dropped. And then this got a lot of people here. So the best way to do always trade with less emotions. And this is, we're still in the bear market, guys. You have to remember, we are still in the downtrend channel, okay? But then it creates a bear flag and then gets squeezed. So let's look at this here. So if we look at from a Fibonacci level, which I use a lot, we had like, if you take the COVID lows all the way to all-time high, you will be able to see that 350, I mean 349, 350 area, which was a short squeeze, I'm sorry, a short covering, and that played out perfectly on the Fibonacci line. A lot of people, this is what happened here. That I call short squeeze, which was perfectly. In TradeWorks, we nailed this 350 mark, and we were able to get a benefit out of this move, the big green candle. So, and my expectations on this coming week, we should have some pullback, 390s, and then continue to 405. At least this is what the chart's telling me. But again, you never know. You have to always buy a support and then always respect your stop losses. Also, I'm looking at AMD. Let's look at AMD. Same thing with a positive number from CPI. We had bear flag, small, right here on daily. And this where a lot of people get caught, get short squeeze again. And then 2 days on the positive reaction from the market, broke the trend line. And now it's hidden back to August high, which I would say to this level. Now, let's look at this. Let's use our trend line. Again, it's a perfect example, AMD. We had a lot of resistance on the trend lines. We are pushing to the previous support, which will be $78, $79 area. AMD, another ticker that I will be watching. As you can see, that's the previous support and become a resistance, which is 72.37. Breaking this, we certainly will see $79, $80. So I will be watching this as a swing for 2-3 weeks out. Let's clear this and see what it did here. AMD, also on my long-term Fibonacci, as soon as we got back on the 63.87, which is a 61 Fibonacci, that's when you see that breakout, which also another tool that I use as a 61 Fibonacci. A lot of people step in as a buyers, and this is what it created support in the past, and it couldn't break, and then it failed. So this area, the market was, the AMD was kind of sideways, and after it broke that 61 Fibonacci, which is 63.87, $64 mark, that caused pressure, and a lot of buyers stepped in with these CPI numbers. So my level would be, again, support at breaking this 72.30 area to push back to $79 area. If we pull back, this is the way you can do this. Very simple. You can use short-time Fibonacci. For pullback, you will be looking about $68.93 and $66. So I won't be surprised if we pull back to a $63.93 and then rip after that. Okay. Let's look at other ticker that I had. So I also will be watching Tesla. Tesla, it's a risky ticker for a lot of traders. If you don't know how to trade Tesla, a lot of volatility, and I'm assuming this is where I'm looking at Tesla. On weekly, we had like a head and shoulder, and now we had small bear flag, which break into downside. So that's a bear flag right here on weekly, and it's breaking down the downside. I still believe we have more pullback on Tesla, just because we are in bear flag zone, which is right here. Okay, but you can just play this perfectly. Looking at this, your COVID low too high. As you can see on the Fibonacci, we were able to catch this at 175 area, which was a 61 where short covers. But this is, I use 90% of the time, I use Fibonacci. And like I said, I mastered for a long time. And this is a perfect example of Tesla on daily where to buy and what to expect from Tesla. But you need to be careful with this unless we are back about 205, which is current previous support, and it will become a resistance right here. I'm not, oops, sorry, let's go back. 205 right here. Yep. I'm not convinced that Tesla will make a recover back to 230s. So let's look at monthly. Again, it's below 50 EMA and it's heading back to 75 EMA, which we held the support right here pretty good. We call it a triple bottom, but these candles can change anytime with Tesla. Remember, Elon Musk behind it, so anything possible. I will be